about that time again.
Oh my goodness! We are in the building, my nigga. And this is the breakdown with the goddess, the breakdown goddess. We have a new baby in the building. She is that girl, the breakdown goddess. Jasmine is in the building. Oh my days!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with a new breakdown. When we say that rap is for geniuses, it's for the smart people, we know what we are talking about.
Exactly.
And we have here today M.anifest Ozymandias. Don't let the big English fool you. Don't let the big terms fool you. I am here to explain the history, the culture, the vocabulary that comes with rap. We are going into this. Let's break it down.
It's about that time again.
Till Ozymandias, every man dies.
I really like the beats.
God MC.
Ozymandias. And I say Ozymandias. You shut in. But I see me near. The Emperor.
M.anifest starts his whole song with the emperor. And when you listen to it at first, it sounds like it's just part of the song. But then we need to really understand why he says the emperor.
Okay.
And why M.anifest is one of the gods of rap in Ghana. Ozymandias, it seems like a big word, but it's actually the name of a popular poem by Percy Shelley. So for the literature people, I'm bringing it down to the common folk to really understand. So in the poem of Ozymandias, we have this traveler that goes to a desert. And in the desert, he finds a statue which has no torso. And I say that, I mean the upper body. We only see the broken down legs of that statue. And next to that broken legs are the face of the king. And the face is torn down. It is just dilapidated. So this is a statue that has been abandoned. And on the statue, we have, I am Ozymandias, king of kings. Everybody should look upon me and see my greatness. M.anifest was very wise to choose this topic because essentially the whole rap song is talking about how no matter how powerful you are, time will make you lose that power. He said that power is transient. And as we move through the rap, you will see it. I'm going to break this down in 3 ways. First, we are going to talk about the historical part that he brings in. I'm going to talk about his flow. And I'm going to talk about his rhyming style. And we will break this down and see that M.anifest is really, truly a genius. Let's get into it. Yes.
He no get no clothes on, but himself a cloud nine. That's what he floats on.
Bought himself a cloud nine. That's what he floats on. 2 meanings. We call that what? A double entendre. He is saying that cloud nine, which we know means you are proud, you are arrogant, things, you are just so big. That is, you are floating on a cloud nine. And that is where M.anifest comes with his genius. He's saying that this cloud nine, which is metaphorically meaning an arrogance, is also a cloud nine that they float on to take them up. And he's talking about this upness in a very metaphorical way, that people are arrogant. People are floating on this hierarchy that they think is much bigger than them. And he does it on the beat, which is so good. He makes it rhyme, and it's just really amazing. Let's move on, and we'll get into more of this.
Get it.
He go be in medicine, gets his daily dose on. Too far gone to know what it go on. Fine women, fine linen, Charlie, that's a given. The motto be forget them, who are we kidding?
The motto be forget them, who are we kidding? He minds it with fine women, fine linen. That AAA rap scheme is very brilliant. And one thing we should understand is that M.anifest does not just take words that sound the same. Even when we have maybe something like women and linen, he's able to form it in a way that rhymes. So it's not always straightforward where we go, the cat is in the butt and the butt is in the hat. No, sometimes we take different words and then we put them together with rhyme. So that is one of the ways we should really appreciate rap, and that is what M.anifest does very well.
Stone Cold Prison, sponsored by myopia.
Stone Cold Prison, sponsored by Myopia.
Hey.
The word sounds so big, myopia.
Myopia,
It is
my
not
big
actually
words.
big. We are going to make it into a very simple thing. So we are talking about a king who is so far-sighted, he cannot even see the things that are going on. Like he's in a bubble that makes it very hard for him to be accessible. Myopia is a eye condition. I wear glasses, so I would know a lot about this. Where it is, you are short-sighted. It is an eye condition where you can't actually see far. So he's saying that you have made a prison sponsored by your short-sightedness. You have put yourself on a pedestal. You are so far ahead. You are imprisoned by your inability to see beyond your privilege. That is essentially what he is talking about. So myopia is not too big for you. When you are listening to Manifest, it is definitely not
Relax,
beyond you to
my nigga.
understand.
Yeah.
Slogan of the century, we must be into.
Slogan of the century, Yentio Bia. Exactly what he's saying. That people put themselves on a pedestal and they don't even want to listen to so many
We are
things.
going
So
here
they can't see far. They have myopia, and then they can't even listen to anybody. Very important.
Yeah, the people don't get bread, and for Pete's sake, let them eat cake.
The people not get bread, but for Pete's sake, let them eat cake. It sounds very simple, but this is where we have some historical precedents, right? So during the French Revolution, we had Marie Antoinette. It was at the time where a lot of the French people were very poor. They didn't have anything to eat. So they went to the palace. They said, we are hungry. That's what manifest means by there is no bread. They are hungry. And Marie Antoinette, which was the monarch at the time, she was actually the wife of the emperor of France. And mind you, it was a rebellion. She tells them that, if they are hungry, let them eat cake. That is essentially what manifest is saying. And that was so bad because you are telling hungry people to leave to go and get cake. And so it was so horrible to them. They actually beheaded Marie Antoinette. So that's what he brings and says that the people don't have bread, but you're telling them to go and eat cake. It sounds very, very relevant to our culture here. That's why Manifest is so smart. Let's move on.
My big statue reminds them that we are too great.
My big statue reminds them that we are too great. He's talking about the statue that is Ozymandias. Very important to understand what he's really talking about.
What I for do about the hullabaloo and the matcha do. Biggest palanquin you ever seen. I am breaking news.
Have you ever seen a king who's not a man?
Have you ever seen a king who was not a man? Personally, I really love this chorus. I think that a lot of the time in rap songs, we abandon the chorus. A lot of people are so interested in the verses that they leave the chorus. So I think that PRRRR featured on this track really did well with the chorus. He's saying, have you ever met a king who is not a man? No matter how big you are, you will die. And that's what happened with Ozymandias. Like, no matter how big he was, the statue, he says, look at my works. Let them see my statue and look at my works. You will die. Time will pass and you will become just like us. That's why he's asking, have you ever seen a king who is not a man?
Have you ever seen a statue giving out commands?
You've never seen a statue giving out commands. You'll be there. You can't tell anybody anything because your power will die. That is what Manifest is telling us.
Have you ever seen a king who was not a man? Have you ever seen a statue giving out commands? Tell Ozymandias, every man dies. Ozymandias, every man dies. Ozymandias, every man.
He repeats the Ozymandias, everyone dies. No matter who you are, you will die.
I'm not a tyrant, I'm a father figure. So go figure. When I'm gone, my fame and name will forever grow bigger. I ain't no ordinary nigga. The HNIC.
The HNIC, you see. HNIC stands for head nigger in charge. So it is like Manifest has embodied the person of the arrogance that was Ozymandias and using it to speak through his verses. Very brilliant. And I like the way he rhymes HNIC, you see. I think he's doing very good with his raps. It's not very simplistic. He doesn't just move into just anything. I think he does very well with that.
You see, the hearts can't believe what the eyes cannot see. You the bench, I'm the skipper. You newspaper, I'm the script.
You newspaper, I'm the scripture. You are just newspaper. You are something that we could get just anytime because newspapers are so accessible. But he is the scripture. He is the important work. So that is a comparison. You are just there and he is just the power. That's what he's saying with this verse.
Levels day between a palm one tapper and a champagne sipper. I can never even imagine that my lights will ever flicker. Shadow boxing with my legacy. Of course I emerge victor.
Shadow boxing with my legacy. Of course, I emerge victor. Shadow boxing, for those of us who do not know, is when you are pretend fighting. You throw a punch at the air and then you duck as if somebody's come to fight you. He's saying he's shadow boxing with his own legacy. That means he is fighting with his own legacy. No one else comes close. And even with that, he emerges the victor. That is levels to the arrogance. That is levels to the pride. That Ozymandias embodies in this song.
I'm Van Gogh Victor. Can you see I paint a picture?
I'm Van Gogh. Can you see I paint a picture? Van Gogh is one of the most famous painters of history. He's the one who painted the Starry Night and it sells for like millions. So he's saying that he is Van Gogh, the best painter, and he paints a picture. Can you see that picture? That's magnificent that he is embodying with this song.
You're breaking it down, my God.
I'm styling, tell the comrades I'm the people's darling.
I'm Stalin. Tell the comrades I'm the people's darling. Stalin was a Russian leader. He was very dictatorial, and then he embodies this. So when he says he's Stalin, he's one of the most dictatorial leaders we could ever see in the world.
I'm Roosevelt, of course you felt. I'm the new.
I'm Roosevelt, of course you felt. That is a very good rhyme, which we must really appreciate.
Rhymes,
and then Roosevelt, we know, was one of the best presidents of the United States. So he's comparing himself with Stalin, Ozymandias, and then now we have...
I'm the people's darling. I'm Roosevelt, of course you felt. I'm the New Deal, Idi Amin. Lights will ever flicker, shadow boxing with my legacy. Of course I emerge victor. I'm Van Gogh Victor. Can you see I paint a picture? I'm styling, tell the comrades.
So he's comparing himself first with Ozymandias and now Stalin and Roosevelt. That is historical knowledge that he's implying in the raps, and it is not too big for you to understand.
The people's darling. I'm Roosevelt, of course you felt. I'm the New Deal, Idi Amin, nah I mean.
Idi Amin, Idi Amin was also a Ugandan dictator. He rhymes that with Nami. Very good.
Don't care how your crew feel. I'm too real, indelible. Tombstone reads incredible. I built me a pedestal, a pro amongst professionals. King of
A pro amongst professionals, I built me a pedestal, king of kings. He's comparing that even amongst the best, he himself is the best. And that is very good rhyme. I like the way his rhyming scheme is not very straightforward. He combines different kind of words and forces it to rhyme. It takes a certain level of cadence to do that, and he does that very well, which we must really appreciate.
Kings the great. When I'm gone, the late's great. Cuckoo do the earthquakes. None will ever take my place.
Have you ever seen a king who was not a man? Have you ever seen a statue giving out commands?
So once again, the chorus is very good. I wish we would put more effort into choruses in our songs.
Before bathroom selfies in hotels for the wealthy, statues had value, can argue it's all.
Before bathroom selfies and hotels for the wealthy, statues had value. Right now, he is comparing how we represent wealth in today's era compared to how they used to represent wealth. Now, if you are rich, the most you can do is bathroom selfies, hotels, you can do Lambos, you can do so many things. But in their time, it was the statues were representation of their wealth. So that's why I say before bathroom selfies, before hotels for the wealthy, which were the representation of wealth, statues had value, and that is something we can't even argue. So that is what he's really saying. That comparison he's making is very historically relevant.
True, Ozymandias, Caesar, you be liar.
So now we are seeing M.anifest moving from the arrogance that he has embodied through Ozymandias, and he's moving into a more accepting or more understanding person. That's why he's saying, Ozymandias, I can see you are a liar. Let's move on and hear what you have to
For
say.
the eyes cannot see. Heard from a little birdie, for the early birdie gets wormy. Not every cook.
Not every crook gets an attorney. Not everybody that is powerful is going to get that defense. That's essentially what he's saying. And I like the way it rhymed with the previous verse.
Not every king is worthy.
Not every
And
king
we
is
all go reach
worthy.
the pearly gates, you know, be complex or figure eight. The hearts can't believe what the eyes cannot see. You can't cement your legacy with cement's block.
You can't cement your legacy with cement blocks. The double entendre, the use of cements there. When we say we cement something, we solidify something.
Solidify.
We consolidate something
Yeah.
onto it. So if I say I'm a beautiful girl and I cement that, it's
Wow,
consolidated. It is a fact.
Yeah.
And I say you can't cement it with cement blocks. The two double use of cement, where Ozymandias use cement blocks to really create his legacy. M.anifest tells us that we cannot do.
You can't do that, my nigga.
Before the cock crows, the winds will change, roll cock block. The end.
Wow, I don't think he just ends it like that.
Have you ever seen a king?
I think this chorus really does a lot for the song.
Have you ever seen a statue?
So essentially, Ozymandias is telling us that even power and pride is very, very transient. And the way he uses his rap scheme, the way he uses historical precedents, the way he uses so many allusions to symbolic things shows that M.anifest is very good. And rap is not always so simple and straightforward. It's accessible to even the most common person. And that is why it is important that we break down these things. They are not bigger than you. And this has been Ozymandias by M.anifest. Till another time.
Let the chilling begin.